Joe Biden and the Biden administration, okay, they joined TikTok in February, officially, I believe. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that date, but I'm pretty sure it was like around February. All right. They amassed about 340,000 followers on TikTok. Okay. Since February. So let's say 4 months, right? 4 months ago, Biden Harris joined TikTok, has 348,000 followers. Donald Trump joined TikTok Saturday night at midnight or so. Let's just check in on how many followers he has.
Drive, I command it.
Oh, he has 4.5 million followers. Donald Trump has 4.1 million more followers than Biden Harris on TikTok in 72 hours. He joined on, I think, Saturday. I don't know if it was during the UFC when he joined or after the UFC, in particular what it was. But he got 4.5 million followers immediately. And it's just going up and up and up and up. Now, I don't know if Trump is going to use what Trump needs to do. What Trump needs to do is actually use TikTok and upload TikToks like every 3 days. And he's got to lean into the memetics, 81 million people went out and voted for this guy, and he can't even get 300,000 on TikTok. Eric Heffelfinger said, I got the coof, but I couldn't get the jab due to genetic heart defect that required surgery at 9 months old and second within this year. The risk of inflammation, doctor said, no, I lost 2 jobs. Jesus. Yeah. That sucks, dude, but I'm glad you're alive. Can we trust TikTok? I don't know. Here's what I'll say about the TikTok thing, okay? Hard to join TikTok when you're dead. Kaler. Do I trust TikTok? No. But here's the thing. Do I trust YouTube? Do I trust Facebook? Do I trust X? X wants you to give your driver's license to some Israeli company just so you can stay monetized. No phone service in the grave. That's probably true. Yeah. Shape of Evil. I was essential. I can't even count the number of silenced doctors and nurses who had to quit in protest. I went to their houses and spoke, was said. The jab was poison and Fauci was an idiot. I mean, there was lots of people in the medical profession that didn't want it, that didn't get it. That in Wisconsin, they were protesting in the streets. Nurses didn't want to get it. All true. So I don't trust anybody with my data, but the truth of it is China can buy all your data anywhere, anytime they want anyway. So I just don't know why anyone would care. It's like carrying around one of these, right? A smartphone. Okay. If people are really serious about privacy, they wouldn't have one of these. So there's a certain kind of like amount of, or a certain degree of, how much you're willing to pass up in terms of, your privacy for convenience. And our government is so lazy and they buy the same data. Yeah, exactly. Your data's out there. I had a sponsor. I'm not going to shut them out right now because they're not paying for it, but I did a sponsor read for somebody. And I started using their service, and it like searches the web for like, mentions of your social security number, mentions of this or that. There was a lot out there. You know what? I can just say it's Aura. It's one I've been using. I think they have promo code the quartering too to save some money on it. I started using that, and it's been interesting to see like getting a notification. Oh, look, your information popped up on here. What was the source of it? Oh, AT&T data breach. Rumpel says, I listened to this whole hearing this morning with the shipwreck crew. I was just so irritated by all the dudes praising Fauci. Yeah, it was very pathetic, the bull washing that was going on. The left is trying to like say, oh, well, Trump joined TikTok. Dude, Trump should be all over TikTok. Trump should be like pounding ass on TikTok. He should be uploading TikToks freaking daily. There's so many memes of him. He could hire a team of people that just produce TikToks for him, and he could have 20 million followers there. And he should. I'm just saying, look, there's a reason. Okay. Do I want everybody to, be on Rumble, for example? Yes. But there's no shot I'm not posting on YouTube and BitChute and Odyssey and Twitch and Twitter. I'm promoting everywhere until I can't. And then I'll try to sneak back on again. And then I'll do it again. You know what I mean? Like, there's no reason. The reason Trump is not on X is because he's legally not allowed to be on it because of Truth Social. I still strongly suspect that he will. I still strongly suspect that he will return to Twitter. At some point, he'll sell his stake in Truth Social or Trump, whatever it's called, Trump Technology or something like that. He'll unload that at some point. Yeah, but you're a grifter. Dude, no, that's not true, Divaz. I mean, that is what I would tell anybody. I think that it'd be a very poor decision for anybody to not be on every platform, period. It's stupid not to be. I can't force people to leave their preferred platforms to watch where I want them to watch me, So you still want to reach people. Rumpel says, hey, Jeremy, that footage of the Pride Parade getting interrupted by Palestine protests, what happened after? How did it diffuse? No articles are saying if it got violent or did Palestine people step aside? I thought there was some fighting that happened. I'm pretty sure there was. Now, everyone's trying to run to the polls. Everyone's trying to Pokemon go to the polls right now with, the Trump conviction. Everybody early on, people were like, hey, Trump's poll numbers surge. Trump's poll numbers surge in the wake of the conviction. The conviction and subsequent trial will be a distant memory in people's minds. A very distant memory in people's minds. Here's the reality of what's going on with the Trump conviction, okay? People right now running out saying, oh my God, how do you react now that Trump's been found guilty of this? Nobody's going to remember this trial in November. It's going to be in appeals. It's going to get appealed all the way up to the state Supreme Court minimum. Trump's talking about getting the federal Supreme Court involved. And this thing's going to go on forever. Okay, this trial is going to go on forever. And he's not going to go to jail. Nobody's going to be talking about this in November, except for MSNBC or CNN. But the fact of the matter is, again, those people aren't voting for Trump anyway. Right? Those people aren't voting for Trump anyway. Let's say the appeal gets denied and they sentence him in July, just 4 days before the Republican National Convention. They're not putting him in jail. Just not going to happen. So he gets a $20 million fine. I think the actual fine is like $5,000 per count. So $170,000 if they gave him the maximum. We know the corrupt New York City judicial system would find some way to have some sort of multiplier escalator on there that no other human on the planet would ever have to have. So let's say Trump has to pay in $5 million. Okay. Big deal. He raised $200 million in 72 hours. Trump will pay the fine. He won't go to jail. He'll show up at the Republican National Convention, and then it'll be off to the races from July till November. Unless they can try, the Supreme Court. I don't know when the Supreme Court's supposed to rule on the presidential immunity stuff. But ultimately, it's like none of this stuff's going to matter. And Trump's going to have a lot of runway between July and November when he can be going to every state. He can blanket television with ads in battleground states. He raised $200 million this weekend. How much is Dana White going to give him? Is he going to get on the Joe Rogan show? I mean, I saw at the UFC event, we had Sean Strickland win his fight, shout out Trump. There was another fighter. I don't know. I'm not a big UFC guy. I know he's a black guy. That's all I know. After breaking a guy's arm, he jumped over the fence and shook Donald Trump's hand. I mean, that's what is going to happen. These guys are going to speak up for Trump. He's going to raise $500 million by November. You're going to see Trump ads everywhere. Hopefully he buys a lot of ads on Rumble, Hopefully a lot of live chat, live read Trump ads, The whole thing is just wild. You see this. Does Trump's conviction make you more or less likely to vote for him? Among registered voters nationally, in a new Reuters poll, which is just 2,000 people. That's it. It's 2,000 people, and it was done online. %57% of all voters, basically, say 58%, said there was no difference. Okay. If we look at Republicans, they say that 11% of Republicans thought his conviction. 11% of Republicans said his conviction made them less likely to vote for him. Okay. Now let's look at Democrats. You pick up 3% of Democrats who wouldn't have voted for Trump anyway, but now say they're more likely to vote for him. Okay. Then you look at the independents. 16% of independents said that his conviction made them more likely to vote for him. I mean, yeah, there's 26% said less likely, but who knows if they were going to vote for Trump anyway? So you have Trump, a meteoric rise on TikTok, which is mostly Gen Z. There's people. I think one of the misnomers around TikTok is that everyone uses it, is some woke weirdo. That's something that even I've fallen into. That's not true. There's all sorts of people who use TikTok of all ages. I mean, imagine if Trump builds up 20 million, 30 million followers on there. What that's going to do. 30 million followers pumping out TikToks, getting 100 million views each.